Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Oh, I got the old skeet skeet in the face over here. Which actually, that'll come on the next round. Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. It is DreZ, and of course, my partner in crime, drinking beer on the radio. Big Nate sitting across from me. How you doing, Nate?
We're having beer, so I'm damn good.
I'm in a damn good mood too, because, well, I'm about to go on me some vacation. We can delve into that a little bit later. But first things first, man, I even went on a little mini vacay a couple weekends ago. Took the RV out, did a little harvest host action down in West Jefferson, North Carolina, which is where the new River Brewing is located. And I got some beers to bring back to enjoy. So I just popped the Juice, which is their hazy IPA, coming in at 6.2%. And I see right here on the side, it does say noteworthy ingredients. It looks like they got Brew One Citra and El Dorado hops, Riverbend Malt House, and Southern Select Malt. So they even tell you kind of the ingredients on the side, which I do like that.
So I hearken back to the old Mitch Hedberg joke, as they say that all that's in Sprite is lemon and lime. So, I started squeezing lemon and lime in a cup, and there's so much more than that.
It didn't taste like Sprite.
Like, ingredients list is not all you need, but there's something that's possibly on your can. I don't have a notable ingredients list. I've got the Farmhouse Ale from New River Brewing, but as you handed this to me before we took air, I was chuckling because it says brewed and packaged in the coolest corner of North Carolina, West Jefferson, which just like, you know what? It's your hometown. Make it sound cool.
I would say I will say, man, I was pretty impressed with West Jefferson. It was not on my radar, not on my map at all. We were just looking for a place somewhat nearby where we could do a little overnight trail in the RV, and we had a run the next day we were going to do. And so BB found this one on Harvest Host, and for those that don't know, that's where you can stay in your RV, like in the parking lot, which they had just redid the parking lot, I guess maybe a month or two ago. So a huge fresh parking lot, plenty of room. And so we got in the RV, parked it, went down to make sure we parked in the right spot. They were all just super cool. Got to talk with Greg, who is like owner, and it sounds like his son, I guess, is the main brewer. He brews as well. That's how he kind of got his son into it, but he admits that his son surpassed him in brewing capabilities quite a long time ago.
Which, as a father, should be your ideal.
Yeah, that's what you want.
I want my son to do better than me.
Exactly. So
sorry, Dad.
We just kind of touched base with them to make sure it was cool, where we were, and then we were going to head to town. We just were going to walk. It was about a mile from where the brewery is to town, which they actually, I think the original brewery is downtown. There was like kind of their more tap house that has the restaurant and all that. But yeah, man, West Jefferson had a cool little downtown area. It was pretty happening too. There was like a car show. I guess it was a Saturday that we were there. So yeah, there was a car show going on. So a lot of people out and about walking. It was a nice sunny day.
And of course, you didn't have your car with you. You had
no, we were walking in the RV, but
in the RV,
but it was cool, man. There was another brewery downtown that we went to. I think it was called like Boondockers or something. I don't know. It wasn't as impressive, but and in fact, I even went to this brewery telling BB like, oh, well, there's two breweries, so you might be able to get a show. I'm like, I don't need another show. I have my beer fridge in my office is full of beer that I still need to drink on the show. You don't want beer sitting too long. But then we got there and they started giving me samples and looking at the beer list and how interesting it was. I couldn't help myself.
In my experience, you really should listen to her more. She knows what she's talking about.
You might be right. All right. So
Very rarely have I ever been like, yeah, no, I don't agree.
So I do want to mention this. I'm on their website and it says our beer
You are on
stores.
their website.
Yes. Oh yeah, I am definitely on the website. So the farmhouse ale that you're drinking, it says right here, Greg started making a farmhouse ale as a home brewer. The Belgian yeast Belle Saison was one of his favorites, and Adam took it, scaled it up to commercial quality, and even won a North Carolina Brewers Guild medal in 2018 for that bad boy. So that's the first one listed, and I remember Greg saying that that's sort of like one of their flagship mainstay
you
beers.
definitely like wear that as a badge of honor.
And then the Juice New England Hazy IPA that I'm drinking is the second one listed here, so it makes sense that this is kind of one of their other go-tos. Adam and it says Adam and Great started drinking. I'm guessing maybe it's Adam and Greg. Perhaps started drinking New England IPAs in 2017. Sent by a family member in Massachusetts, our wholesale restaurants and bars would not buy it or even taste it as it was cloudy. Oh no, a cloudy beer, God forbid.
Yeah,
That's
audacity.
2017. Come on. After New Belgium and Sierra Nevada released their first hazy IPA, people started to take the beer more seriously, and so then they got in on that action.
So I mean, a little parallel. I've seen something in the stores recently with wine, particularly big grocery stores. They will have these stickers on it that says wine crystals included.
Oh yeah.
So that's another like quality thing. There are certain things that like visually aren't as appealing. You know, of course, we've come to know and love hazy IPAs and the cloudier beers usually have a bit more character. Now they're marketing it with like things like wine crystals, hazy, putting it right in the name, and absolutely you should. I'm harking back to the Bell's bumper sticker that has been kind of my motto for life is if God wanted us to have our beer clear, he wouldn't have given us livers.
Yeah, there's your filter right there. I too prefer my beer unfiltered. I love the hazy. Case in point, I bet, and I'm a little jealous because you're going to get the second half of this beer. You get those bottom bits, the
sediment,
chunks.
yeah.
I love that stuff. And I know it for a lot of people might turn them off or whatever. But same thing with the, like you mentioned, the crystals in wine. To me, that's a good sign. I don't mind that at all. I know maybe some purists, maybe that turns them the wrong way. But to me, it just means, oh, this is going to be a delicious, sweet
Chemically,
wine.
they're doing something right.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But
it's just fascinating. And I do want to give a shout out to whoever designed their label because you got a nice like painting that looks like something my grandmother would have painted back when she was painting, which is not a knock. I know I said my grandmother. She was a hell of a painter, and then arthritis took over and she had to move away from it. But I love this like
that is a nice label for the farmhouse and
honoring heritage.
And the Juice Hazy just said again, you got the mountains there, just a beautiful label of right there. And it is interesting to me when she told me we're going to New River Brewing, I'm like, I thought we were going like I thought it's
we're in the New River Valley.
Yeah, we're in the New River Valley. It's funny that when you think New River, I think here, but got to remember the New River is pretty damn big and it covers numerous states. So yeah, I guess this one got the namesake of the New River, which we have come to love here in this area so much. So, so getting back to West Jefferson, so we walked downtown and we went to that brewery. We went and got ice cream at a nice little McBee's, I think it was. It was delicious. There was a little arcade kind of thing, which was, I don't know, we really just kind of used it to cut through a block, basically. And then I found, because Facebook is listening always, I got an ad for, I think it's like Jesse and somebody else's name with the J's arcade that opened. So it was like opening day, apparently, that this arcade thing was just popping back up. So that could be fun if you got little ones, I guess. They had axe throwing in there and stuff. But the real thing that stood out to me about West Jefferson downtown that I'm a little bummed that we didn't notice it until later. And so we missed out on it. But apparently there's a cheese factory downtown and you can see cheese made to a tour, do all that sort of stuff. And I was a little bummed because I'm like, I would be so down for that right now.
Yeah.
But it was like 5:12 when we walked by and they closed at 5. So
No, I'm always down for a cheese factory tour.
I've never done one, but it seems like that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, I've done a lot of brewery tours and stuff, but ever since how it's made came out, I feel
I'll
like the
just tour
tours,
anything. Yeah.
anything.
Like,
watch cheese
see,
get made.
I
Sure.
mean, it goes back even further. Like Mr. Rogers would always do. Like I remember vividly watching crowns.
Crayons,
the wax coloring utensils. I still can't say that word after 32 years on this planet. Watching them be made is just fascinating.
Any
It's
of that
something
stuff.
so like entrancing about it, and it's just hell, you got something to make. I'll watch you make it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it. You don't want that.
So yeah, if we go back to that way, we'll have to make sure that we get that tour in because I
Now,
think that would be pretty good.
Did you go to the arcade? Did you actually like stop and play some games?
No, we just kind of went through it. We didn't. We were kind of hungry at that point in time, so we were wanting to get to food.
So we talked about it a bit last week with retro video games and kind of the arcade action. Right now, like, what game could you confidently walk into an arcade and win?
Win? What do you mean? You mean like an arcade and like
get the high
entire-
score or like compete
Tetris.
against anyone
Tetris.
there? Tetris?
I had a Tetris machine for many years, so obviously I have a bit of an advantage there.
Skee ball for me, but I have
Oh,
to
well, if
be
you're talking
like
that.
yeah, skee ball, pinball would also count. Air hockey, skee ball, but I would have to have a buzz on. It's much like
Mhm.
bowling. Like
Mhm.
if I bowl sober, horrendous. Like
Yeah.
I'm bowling less than 100.
And there's that sweet spot.
yeah, you
know,
can't
you got your warm up,
overindulge.
you got your warm up game or two of bowling where you're not doing so good, but you're
Got to
drinking
get down
beer.
into the
By
pitcher.
about game 3, that'll
Yep.
be and then
That's-
then it'll peak. And then
Exactly. You get
it's
that
downhill after
plateau.
that. Yeah, no doubt about that. But yeah, so we didn't do any of that trying to get the tickets and stuff. But it was fun going through and looking at, the prize section of like, oh, for 1,200 tickets, you can get this crappy Mario mask. It's like, oh man, I remember when I was a kid, you wanted all this just stupid, dumb, cheap stuff, and you'd spend all your parents' money trying to win tickets to get it. But it was fun. That was part of the fun. Get the Chinese finger traps.
Yeah, I
and-
say always the Chinese finger traps. Like
it's classic.
because you never like you have to regularly come, and that's the whole scam that they're running. Looking at you, Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm. That was the big one when I was a kid.
You had to come a time because you couldn't possibly. You'd have to sit there for like 8 to 10 hours and get tickets. And even if you're moderately good at what you're doing, you're still not walking away with that top tier prize.
Yeah. So another thing that happened, and I'm bummed that I missed it when we went to this brewery. When we went the first time to just kind of check in, I was talking to Greg, the owner, and BB went to the bathroom. And when she came back, we were still chatting. So I didn't notice this. We left, and she told me this later when we were downtown. Apparently, and I guess they're regulars, there was a couple in the brewery with a baby monkey. That they brought a baby monkey, and they're like, it's just like a normal thing. There was a monkey. I was like, you didn't point out the monkey.
You don't casually
to me?
mention that later. You
don't tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, DreZ, look, there's a monkey.
Oh yeah, you absolutely do.
Yeah. So that was another thing I was a bit
And
bummed
she
out
saw
about.
the monkey.
Yeah.
Did she interact with the monkey?
No. If
Okay,
she had
good.
interacted with the monkey, then I might
That's-
have picked up on it. But she apparently just looked over and was like,
Oh, there's a monkey.
Yeah, there's a-
All right.
okay, yeah, that's nothing new, nothing unusual here. People bring their dogs and babies to breweries, so why not bring a monkey? It makes sense. But so apparently that's a pretty regular thing. So another reason to go
Well,
back
yeah.
to the brewery.
Got to go there.
They also were working on I guess they had a container ship outside, and I saw that there was like a hole cut in the front. So I was like, oh, maybe that'll be kind of an outside tap, for when they have I saw stage for easier access. But he told me that that's actually going to end up being a restaurant. So that'll be like sort of like you would almost envision a permanent food truck kind of a
Yeah.
deal for when they have events and stuff. So I was thoroughly impressed with not only the brewery and setup and stuff, but the beer was fantastic. I grabbed these two because he says that that's kind of their flagship. Obviously, they had a ton of stuff on tap that wasn't canned. Some of the stuff on tap more so was more my bread and butter. I will tell you this. I counted Out of the, I want to say they had 18 beers on tap, maybe 8 of which, so nearly half, were over 8% ABV, which is great, in my opinion.
What was the ABV on yours?
6.2.
And this is 7.2. So you brought
So-
the babies.
Yeah, well, that's because these are their more flagship, more readily ones. They had a Scotch ale that was delicious. They did have a barrel-aged Scotch ale that I did buy a bottle of that. Not for the show. That's for the booze bag bottle share. Our next booze bag bottle share, whenever that happens. So I have that little gem. They had these things, and in fact, we'll untap these beers and then we'll get to it. But something called Skeeter Pea that was high ABV, and I do have a can of that. I'll tell you what
Alright.
that is and what that involves and stuff in
appetizing.
a little bit. But first, let's untap these beers, which is how we like to rate and keep track of when we're out there drinking. Brewsday Tuesday is a big fan of the Untapped app, which is what I have on my phone. You use it as well. Big Nate Danger is his handle. DreZ Drinks is mine if you want to friend us on there. You rate a beer between 0.25 up to 5 with how you like it. You can, check in where you were at, which is what I was doing when I was down there. I kind of took over the screen at the bottom because I was, trying just about everything that they had.
For a period. You were featured on their website.
I was indeed when I was showing you what they had to run down. They actually, and I've never seen this before. The link to their beers is a link to their live Untapped,
which is
menu,
the best way to do it.
I don't know why I haven't seen other breweries do that. That's genius.
Because that's light lifting for your web manager because Untapp's gonna compile all that.
You're
But
already
B,
updating it anyway.
You know what people are drinking in real time, so you can also track that data.
Yeah, that's brilliant. How are you feeling about your the farmhouse,
So,
the Saison?
I mean, it's such a beautiful, elegant style. This is going to be a 5. It tastes to me like Christmas morning should feel, which is kind of really fun now that we're away from Christmas and nearing 4th of July.
It tastes like Christmas to you, a Saison, or is it just
It's one of those. It's kind of like I didn't know I was looking forward to it. I didn't know what was going to be under the tree. I knew I liked the style. I knew you were kind of bringing things back that you thought we would like, and I feel like I opened a hell of a present.
I would like to take credit for that, but honestly, I let Greg decide what he thought. He was like, these are kind of our main ones. One of the next beers I had grabbed because I was like, well, we have to do this one. And then there was another one that I was going to grab. He was like, yeah, I'd say do this one over that one. So I got them both, but we're going to do on the show.
If you're looking for flavor descriptors, it's kind of like you're drinking a homemade banana nut bread.
Oh,
with
that
a little bit of
sounds lovely.
clove, a little bit of spice.
Very
It's
nice.
delicious.
Very nice. Well,
And 7.2, that's nothing.
nothing to sneeze at.
No.
No, not at all.
Saisons usually aren't that high. Not traditionally, are they?
I don't think so. That
Usually,
might be.
yeah, they
Well,
look a
again,
little lower.
a lot of the brews there had higher ABVs, which I was a huge fan of, and another reason why I was very happy to be sitting there drinking the beers, not only conversing with the guys behind the bar, which were really cool.
No,
but
you can tell this was
So-
made with love, and I appreciate it.
The Juice Hazy IPA is a sort of style I love, and this is if you're watching on the Facebook Live or the YouTube. I mean, now I only got a sip left, but the lacing is perfect. It is just the right amount of cloudiness, which apparently back in 2017 everybody hated, but now I love nothing more. It's got the body you're looking for, that nice citra aroma that's definitely there. It, thank goodness, does not have that lactose bite, which a lot of beers that have this sort of color will have that. I've noticed that the lighter haze tends to have that lactose, but
You go from
if this does
yeah,
have
I'll
lactose
for a
in
cheese
it,
factory to
again,
I
just
don't want lactose
I
in my beer.
I don't like the lactose in my beer, but if this has it, it's well disguised because I'm not getting that bite that I don't like. I'm gonna give it. I mean, for style and stuff, I'll give it a 4.75, and the only reason I'm not going to give it a 5 is because there were other beers there They were so much better, in my opinion. Which, again, this is not to dog on this beer, but this is not New River Brewing's best beer. There were so many good beers there, and I would say beers, question mark, in quotes, because we got to,
Okay.
I got to tell you about the Skeeter P, and we got to try it.
Now that's a tease.
It's, I guess, I don't know. We'll delve into it. Well, you decide. You'll decide coming up if this is a beer or not. It's Brewsday Tuesday. We'll play a song. We'll come back and we'll drink some more New River Brewing beers right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stay around.